I'm going to talk about this concept that all press is good press. Now, what do we mean when we say this? Well, when you talk about something, in the media particularly, it brings attention to it, right? And that attention, it clogs our perception. So if you talk about something enough, it's going to come to the forefront of our perceptions, to the forefront of our minds, right? So, how does this relate to politics in the United States? Well, if the mainstream media is constantly talking about Biden and Trump, and they never say a word about a third party candidate or a challenger to those establishment candidates, what happens is that we come election time, we perceive that we only have two options, right? And this is obvious, okay? If you look anywhere, people just keep telling you, oh, there's only two options. You got to pick between the lesser two evils. It's like, no, you just weren't paying attention. You were just watching media sources that didn't tell you about all the other options. So it blows my mind when I talk to my family about some other people who are running and they're like, oh, I didn't know that. It's like, that's because you didn't fucking pay any attention at all. Like, you're sleeping, right? And so, again, how does this relate to U.S. politics in the United States from a progressive point of view? Well, if you're a progressive, you are probably trying to bring to light the fact that this Republican Democrat paradigm, this uniparty, is not working, right? It's broken. And when did it break? Well, around 1980, when Reagan was president, he drastically changed the tax rates. And the result, ever since, has been rising wealth inequality and increasing divides, right? And where are those divides? What's the nature of those divides? Well, the Democrat and Republican parties, they run on cultural divides, racial divides, and social divides, and religious divides now, right? They run on like religious beliefs, right? And instead of talking about the class divide, instead of talking about the economy, they're talking about all of these manufactured divides that stem from the economic issues, right? So we've lost class consciousness since 1980, and the middle and lower class have lost economic power as well. Those things go in conjunction with each other, okay? It's not a coincidence. So, as progressives, what do we want to do to break out of this paradigm, okay? Because as this paradigm continues, what happens is the economic policies of the Democrat and Republican parties and the establishment candidates they push forward, their economic policies become more and more similar to each other. And they just argue over abortion rights or like racial issues. They just argue over these manufactured divides that only exist because of the class divide. But they don't do anything to meaningfully fix the economic issues. So, again, as progressives, what's the best strategy to break out of this paradigm? Well, we need to stop. Again, all press is good press. So we need to stop giving attention to Biden and Trump. If when we talk about Biden or Trump, we just reinforce that paradigm. For example, if you're going to talk negatively about Trump, even if it's negative, you're talking to three different kinds of people, right? You're either preaching to the choir, right? You're talking to other progressives who don't like Trump and they don't like Biden and they want to break out of the paradigm. And again, you're preaching to the choir, so you're not bringing any voters to your side or to your third party or to your non-establishment candidate. Or you're talking to Biden voters, right? And you're criticizing Trump, so you're reinforcing people to vote for Biden, right? You're reinforcing the paradigm. Thirdly, you are talking to Trump voters and you're criticizing their idol, and the effect is that they're going to dig in deeper to their idolization of Trump, and the result, again, is you're not creating any more progressives. so as a progressive content creator, if you're a progressive content creator on YouTube, and there's a few of them around that I respect, but they are often attacking Trump or even Biden. And instead of attacking Trump and Biden individually, how about we put them in a group, and we call that group the Uniparty, or we call them, this establishment that has led to the downfall of this country since 1980 with the decay of the power of the middle and lower class. If we put them in a group and compare that group and the product of what that group has led to versus progressive values and what those progressive values lead to, then we greatly improve our ability to bring people to our side and to stop voting for the paradigm. Okay, and we start voting for third-party candidates like Cornel West, or even non-establishment Democrat candidates like Marianne Williamson and RFK. So, and RFK is an interesting one because he was asked to say what he thought about Trump, and Trump said something nice about him, and some news reporter asked RFK to respond and say something about Trump. And he said, well, I'm not going to say anything negative about Trump. I'm not going to attack an individual because it creates more division. And again, that's what's happening when if you're a progressive and you're attacking Trump or Biden in a negative manner, you're reinforcing the paradigm, right? And it's creating division, and you're fighting yourself in effect. You're sending mixed signals to your progressive audience or to other audiences. You need to, again, frame the successes that progressive values can bring against the failures of the uniparty. So how do you do that? Well, you cover positive effects of progressive values, like labor strikes, okay, and labor unions, like the recent UPS, union successes they had. You want to put to the forefront of people's perceptions the idea that the fact that these progressive values are helping the middle and lower class, and that the uniparty is destroying the middle and lower class. Collectively, the uniparty is destroying the middle and lower class. Because again, that paradigm is just going, like, even if we elect Biden and we keep Trump out of the White House, Biden didn't seem to change much, right? He said it himself, okay? Nothing much is going to change. It's the uniparty that's the problem. And eventually the other side of that uniparty is going to win. If you're a vote blue no matter who because you're trying to diminish the harm that Trump might cause or that DeSantis might cause, and your own party is not helping you, then the end result of voting for the lesser of two evils is evil in the long run, okay? This is why we have to break out of this paradigm. So if you're a progressive content creator, you need to stop talking negatively about Trump and Biden. You need to stop even naming those individuals. Because again, it brings to the forefront the perception that Biden and Trump are the only options, and they're not. Even if your next video says to vote for Cornel West, and it's an interview with even if you're interviewing Cornel West in your next video, in all likelihood, you're going to get more views on the video that has Trump in the title, right? And if you become a slave to the ad revenue that you get when you put Trump in the video title, then what's going to happen is you become part of the machine. You become part of the uniparty. In effect, you're helping them. So give that a little thought, right? All press is good press. Don't name Biden and Trump, okay? If you're a progressive content creator, instead name the economic policies and the failures that the establishment Democrat and Republican parties like Biden and Trump have led to. They've gotten us where we are now. And the fact is we know there are problems and we're looking for solutions. But if we look to the same place for the solutions, we're not going to get them, right? If we look to the establishment uniparty for solutions, we're not going to get solutions. We need to stop giving attention to individuals that are opposed to us. We need to bring attention to the individuals who are supporting our values and put those values and those individuals against the ideas that the opposition is putting forward and the failures that those ideas have led to, not the individuals, okay? You name Trump. If you name Trump and Biden, you're bringing attention to them. And all press is good press, okay? Think about that. Thanks for watching.